The Arabian Nights, Night 2. The king has asked the daughter to continue her story, so she begins. The old man took pity on the calf, and instead of slaughtering it, he gave it to his herdsman, and the herdsman took the calf to his daughter, who immediately realized that this was no ordinary calf, but a magical spell had been cast upon it, and that it was really a boy. And the herdsman explains this to the old man, and the daughter says, "This is your son, and I can transform him back into a human being under two conditions. One is that you allow us to marry, and two, I can cast a spell on whoever put the enchantment on your boy." He agrees to both, and the girl gets married to the son, and the girl puts an enchantment on the old man's wife and turns her into a gazelle. And the evil spirit hears this story and says, "It's such a remarkable story, you can have 1/3 of his blood." And the second man says, "If I can tell you a story that's also remarkable, can I have 1/3 of the man's blood?" And the evil spirit agrees to this. And he says, "Do you see these two dogs? These are my brothers. And before we grew up, we had an inheritance. And these two brothers squandered their inheritance and went traveling, and they came back, and I gave them half of what I had, and they went traveling again, and they squandered it and came back, and I again gave them half of what I had. Finally, they came back and asked me to go with them, and I agreed. And on our travels, I met a young girl, and she asked for charity, and I gave it to her, and she said that she loves me and wanted to marry me. And so we got married, and we were happy, and my two brothers were envious and full of Satan and decided to kill their older brother. And the night that they went to kill him, his new wife also turned into a spirit and turned them into two dogs." And he tells this, the second man tells this to the evil spirit, and he says it's a remarkable story, and he also offers him 1/3 of the man's blood. A third man is there, and he has a mule, and he says to the evil spirit, "If I can tell you a remarkable story, can I have the last third of the man's blood?" And the evil spirit agrees. And he says, "This mule is my wife, and before she was a mule, she cheated on me with a slave, and she transformed me into a dog, and I ran to the butcher's shop, and the butcher's daughter saw me and realized that I too was not a dog but a man. And the butcher's daughter transformed me back into my human form and told me how to put a spell on my wife. And I went back home, and while she was sleeping, I put water over her and transformed her into a mule, and here she is." And the evil spirit says that this is also a remarkable story, and offers the third man, the last third of the man's blood. And again, the sun has risen, and the king says to the daughter, "I must know the end of this story." And she says, "Well, how can I tell you when I am dead?" And the king says to himself, "I will not kill this girl until I hear the end of this story."